I think we are live. I do think that we are live. I also think that there's a bit of echo because my stream is playing here. Welcome! Welcome, friends and viewers, to somewhat gloomy looking Tokyo, which is a bit surprising. It's been a pretty nice day today, and I've been underground for the last half an hour and stepped out, and it was suddenly raining a little bit, just a minimal bit though, and the sky is somewhat, well, it's mostly blue but a bit cloudy, but sun will go down soon and everything will be colorful and pretty. So yeah, welcome to another live walk. I'm here in front of Kagurazaka station, where I actually started a walk just a week ago. That time I walked from here to Akihabara, I think. Today I will be heading in a different direction, and I kind of have a vague idea about where I will walk today. The first stop will be Kagurazaka, which is a very nice neighborhood. I'm just struggling right now to figure out which direction that is, because I'm not really that familiar with this part of town, but it looks like I should follow this highway in order to get to Kagurazaka. So yeah, Kagurazaka station is where I started, and we'll see. Like, other than a visit to Kagurazaka, I don't really have that much planned for tonight. Just as always, I kind of enjoy to keep things open and let you, my dear viewers, decide a little bit. So I think that's what we will do tonight as well, just like we did last night, which was a great walk, by the way. Thank you everyone who joined that. And I see that some of you already asked for a bit of a weather update, so let's do that. It is 22 degrees and wow, thunderstorm advisory. So who knows, we might get some drama in the skies tonight. That would be fun. 22 degrees and what else? 63% humidity, relatively light wind, which is a bit of a bummer because I finally built myself a decent windshield for my Galaxy S21, so it would have been interesting to see how well that holds up to a bit of windier conditions, but that's not gonna happen tonight, it seems. Oh, let's dash here instead of waiting. These blocks, this area is super quiet. I think it's mostly, well, it looks like it's mostly residential, but I don't know, it's super quiet here. Kind of a pretty boring street, if you ask me. But once we get down to Kagurazaka, which is not so far away, we should have a little bit more nicer streets. Ah, but now the wind is picking up actually. Let me know if you hear any wind noise. Yeah, it's pretty strong wind now. Wow, that looks like an old hotel. Hotel Grand Palace. It's actually a little bit chilly. I kind of regret that I'm just wearing shorts and a t-shirt right now. Let's see. If it gets too cold, I might have to do something about that. Wow, 200 people already. That was quick. Someone said, let's see if we can break the 1,000 barrier tonight. That's a very ambitious goal. But yeah, sure. It would be great if that happens. I don't expect it, but I'm looking forward to that day when it does happen, which should happen sooner or later. Beer o'clock today. Yes, that's my plan. Can't do a evening stream without a beer, but let's see. If it gets too cold, I might get a hot sake or something instead. $22 chilly, come on. Well, I get cold easily. So I have to wait for the light to turn green here. I don't. I can just walk down this direction instead. What is this place? Yeah, this is a pretty boring area. Kudanshita is the nearest train station, but I'm heading towards Kagurazaka, which is a very nice residential neighborhood not too long from here. I wear shorts at 15 degrees Celsius. Well, you're one of these hardcore Finnish people. I'm a wimpy guy from south of Sweden. I'm not comfortable wearing shorts in 15 degrees, that's for sure. And again, a few seconds of buffering is normal. It happens from time to time. It's not really something you need to point out, but if the buffering gets much longer than that and it makes it difficult to watch the video, then by all means let me know. I want to cross here. Oh yeah, here's that hotel again. It's a very retro hotel. Yeah, 25 degrees is indeed summer temperature, but maybe I got a bit too used to the Japanese weather. I don't know. I mean, it's not cold, but it's not... I could have worn like jeans rather than my pink shorts tonight. So I think I will cross there on that pedestrian bridge. And then Kagurazaka is a little bit on the street and to the left. Oh, some fire engines being loud here. And sun will set in about half an hour or so. So initially I thought I was planning to start the stream at sunset or later, but it's just getting too late. So I decided to start a little bit earlier. Someone burnt their kimchi and natto. Yeah, I guess that's what happened. Hello chat, hej Tommy, välkommen. Lots of construction going on here. So Ray, I hope you make sure to count every cone. There's a pretty sizable cone collection down there, and we do have quite a few over there as well, so please remember your duty as a cone mod. this is nice. I'm gonna snap a photo. There we go. Ah, thank you, Marianne. Thank you so much for the super chat. Does the sun set completely in Japan in the summer? Yes, it does. It does. Oh, here we have a map. Basically an hour from now it's gonna be very dark. So we are here. And where is... Oh, Kagurazaka is down here. There. Yeah, Koshikawa Korakuen is also nearby, up there. Not sure if I've ever been there actually. Maybe worth exploring in another day, but today I think I will take this street down there then. So around this corner. Oh, that's a pretty cool building. Looks like a mini version of the capsule tower. Super mini. Tiny, tiny. So... So yeah, it's Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, so many areas are pretty quiet, but again I'm pretty sure that places like Shinjuku and Shibuya are more crowded than they should be. But around here it's very, very quiet. I don't think I've ever walked on this street before. That's one of the fun things about doing this YouTube channel, that I get to explore more parts of Tokyo, and I get to do so with hundreds of you. Currently 318 people watching according to my data here, so that's a pretty sizable group of people joining me. I think I did see a bit of thunder. Oh, church. Residential. Oh, yep, that's thunder. Can you hear it? So let's see if we get a very dramatic walk tonight. That would be fun. I just hope it won't start raining a lot. Yeah, the sky did flash for a brief moment, but maybe it's still too bright for the camera to pick it up. Oh, nice little shrine here. Don't think I've ever been to this one. Shall we check it out? Tokyo Daijingu kana? Don't think I've been here. very well maintained. It looks actually almost looks like it's like brand new. Interesting. Yeah, it's a beautiful shrine. Sure, it must look even better if I come back here in like half an hour or so when it's a bit darker. There's actually a lot of people in here now, so I won't be I don't want to disturb them. Although this gate doesn't look so new. Looks like it has been through a lot. Nice! See? That's what I enjoy. Finding neat little spots like that I have never seen before. Oh, I guess they do weddings here. Thank you Tommy, kung i baren. Tack så mycket. Thanks for the super chat, Tommy. Kung i baren, den gamla dängan. Har man inte hört på många år. Det är inte som att den spelar särskilt ofta på radio här borta. Tack så mycket. So that place to wash your hands in front of the shrine, that's something that every shrine has. You're supposed to wash your hands before you worship to keep the evil spirits away. Someone asks if you need to lock your bike in Tokyo. Yeah, I mean, I lock mine. Most people I know lock their bikes, but I don't know if it's actually necessary. I've never really heard of anyone who had their bike stolen, but I guess it could happen. But yeah, it probably happens. One of my Japanese viewers says that bikes and umbrellas do get stolen quite often. And yeah, umbrellas, I can confirm that if you leave your umbrella at the convenience store or some shop or a bar, and it's raining a lot when you're leaving, the chances are significant that it may not be there once it's time for you to leave. So they do steal umbrellas. But bikes, I don't know, compared to in the West, I think it's pretty rare to have your bike stolen here. Would you get wine over beer since you're in Kagurazaka? Nah, I'm not a wine person. Even though, yeah, there are lots of nice wine bars in Kagurazaka for sure. But I don't know. I would pick a beer over wine in pretty much every circumstance. Down there, I think we have Iidabashi Station. Burger King says hi. Yeah, so I need to check the map here. Like I said, this is a part of Tokyo that I'm almost embarrassingly unfamiliar with. Am I heading the right direction? Yeah, I think I am. I think... Is it this way? Iidabashi Sakura Park. No, I'm supposed to cross here. And the crowd goes wild as he gets lost. Yeah. Maybe. Do they? Oh, okay, here's Iidabashi Station. Actually, that's also like a station where I very rarely get off or change trains or anything. Oh, okay, now I know where we are. Yeah, that's Kagurazaka down here. Here's the station. And here's this little romantic pond where you can rent a boat with your date and do a bit of rowing. Yeah, nice evening, but it is raining and it feels like it's raining more and more, but when I look up there's actually not that many clouds. So let's see, let's hope it stops. Oh, thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. Tokyo University of Science. Didn't know. I didn't know that Tokyo University had a campus here. You learn something new every day. I remember I walked here on my long Chuo line walk to Takao. I passed this crossing and walked this direction. But that's not where we're going tonight. Tonight we're going this way. So now we are in Kagurazaka, which is this nice neighborhood with a very lively main street. As you can see, well, it's relatively quiet right now, but one of the best things about this neighborhood is all the super cool little side streets and alleys that we have here. Unfortunately, I guess the combination of Sunday and state of emergency means that most shops are closed. Also, it's a little bit too early and too bright. But yeah, the back streets here are quite interesting. And Kagurazaka has a pretty big expat population. It's quite popular, especially among French people. And I think the French embassy is located near here. So people often think of it as a kind of mini France in Tokyo, or mini Paris. But I'll head back to the main street for now. Emoji abuse. Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, I use emoji quite a lot myself, but at the same time I find it kind of pointless with people who use more emoji than words in comments, as it doesn't really bring anything meaningful to this discussion. So maybe keep like one emoji per word as a golden rule. If there are more emoji than words, you're probably using too many of them. It always surprises me that there are like game centers here. It feels like there's not that much of an audience for those in this area. But they've been around for a long time, so I guess there is demand. Look at these cups, cute. Yes, Takematsu, this is Kagurazaka. See, more and more people are using umbrellas now. The rain is indeed increasing. As always, the chat is very active and I'm struggling to stay up to date with it. Almost 500 people watching. Wow. Keeps increasing. Are you using your iPhone today? No, I gave up on streaming with the iPhone. I was never happy with it, so I'm using the Samsung S21 Ultra. That's my new phone that I will use for all my streams now. It's not really better image quality wise than my old one, the OnePlus 8, but I do like that I can use the ultra wide angle lens when I'm streaming, and I also think the audio quality is quite a lot better on this phone. So that's kind of reasons why I decided to keep this one. Oh, this is a nice street too. It's still a little bit too bright actually. These streets really need less light to be the most beautiful. Is there a particular part of Tokyo that is popular with British tourists? I don't know. I've never heard about any place that would be popular among British people, but maybe someone in the chat knows. There's another shrine.そうですね。こういう小さい雨であんまりスウェーデンの人は傘で使わないと思いますね。僕も使わないです。もし結構降ったらもちろん傘を使ってるけど、ちょっとだけと傘は雨よりめんどくさいと思います。Can you still enjoy your surroundings if you look at your smartphone? Well, I would say like most of the time I'm not looking at my smartphone. So I am looking more at the surroundings than on the phone. But that's why I always miss what's happening in the chat. And then every now and then I have to stop and scroll through the chat on my second phone. Hey, Redmans. Huh, interesting. This 7-Eleven has a black and white sign. We see that sometime when we're like in historical areas and they don't want too much color on the street. But I'm a little bit surprised why they decided to use the black and white sign here. And this one is in color. A little bit strange. I think this building is new, by the way. I don't think this building was here last time I was in Kagurazaka, which was probably well over a year ago. But you can see there's lots of restaurants that serves like not Japanese food in this part of Tokyo. Does Tokyo have a little Sweden? No. No. There's actually a Swedish town up in Hokkaido. I forgot the name now, but there's actually an entire town up in Hokkaido which is inspired by Sweden. I think if you Google like Swedish town Hokkaido, you will find it, which is quite interesting. I haven't been there, but I've been wanting to visit it sometime. What's the most popular foreign food? I don't know. Like, there's a very large number of Italian restaurants in Japan or in Tokyo. If you would just go by the number of restaurants, I think Italian or Indian. There's lots of Indian restaurants as well. So that's my guess. Would be one of those. And here we have a wine bar, I guess, La Champagne. Looks closed though. And here's a kind of French bistro. No, it's a burger place. Looks quite nice. Are there no trash cans on the sidewalks? No. There's basically no trash cans on the streets in Japan, other than for used aluminium cans and PET bottles. But for everything else, you either need to bring your trash back home, or you can find trash cans at the convenience stores. So yeah, that's how the trash system works here. Man, and that's true. Chinese restaurants are also very, very common here. They might actually be the most common ones, most common non-Japanese food. That's true. Wind looks to be picking up slightly. Yeah, it's a little bit. And the rain also, it's not really picking up, but the rain is what makes me cold, I think. Because the raindrops feels pretty chilly, like small pieces of ice. But I'm fine. And yeah, the cleanliness of Tokyo is something that always amazes people, and it's something that people always mention when they watch my streams. But yeah, Japan is clean. People here are very careful and considerate not to throw the trash on the street. So here you go. Here we have a PET bottle recycling box. Looks like some people put something else though. And here we also have a trash can for PET bottles and aluminum cans, but that's it. Yeah, no other trash cans on the streets. What? 580 yen for 500 grams of pasta. That is very expensive. But pasta is generally quite expensive in Japan. And that was a kind of fancy brand of pasta, but still. Yellow zucchini, maybe? Yeah, pasta is like €1 in Sweden as well. And that's like, I think usually for 1 kilo even. That was just 500 gram for like €4. Oh, this looks nice. This is what? Italian restaurant. Another one. Ochimaru san, arigatou gozaimasu.そうですね、ラーメン。まあ、ラーメンいろんな種類あるんですよね。でも多分、欧米の方はラーメンを考えると日本料理のイメージですね。中華そばはちょっと違うんですけど、日本風のラーメンはイメージ的に日本の料理、歴史的では日本の料理ではないかもしれないんですけど、難しいね。ねえ、結構難しいな質問ですね。ラーメンは何の国の料理だろうね。Here's Kagurazaka station, and here we have one of the coolest shrines in Tokyo, in my opinion. This place is quite different as far as shrines go. This place is called Akagi Shrine or Akagi Jinja, and it is designed by Kengo Kuma, which is one of the top architects in Japan. Same guy who designed the Olympic Stadium. So it's a pretty interesting place. And then there's like this, I think these are apartments, just wall to wall to the shrine, which is quite interesting to see. Again, I wish it's a little bit too early to be here. It should be darker for this place to be at its full potential. It's really nice here at night. Look at these statues too, they have a pretty unique style. Quite unlike what you find at most shrines. So I don't know if you can see it here. It's actually very unusually overgrown. Last time I came here, the view was quite nice. Now the trees are pretty wild. But anyway, this area, Kagurazaka, is very hilly. It's one of the hillier parts of central Tokyo, I would say. So that makes it a little bit, gives it a bit of a distinct character, I guess you can say. Yeah, here you have a good example of the hilliness of this part of Tokyo. I think this direction should be towards Shinjuku, like this is west, I'm pretty sure. And my plan after Kagurazaka was actually to head towards Shinjuku. Let me take a look at the map. Oh, it's almost 7 o'clock and it's still this bright. It feels like every day the days get longer and longer. Checking the map or the chat now again, so that's why I got so quiet. You will, sure, I will tell you when I grab a beer. Wow, super local residential little back street this. Is this a donut shop? Interesting. Not open right now though, unfortunately. Look at this lonely high-rise apartment building. That looks like it should sway quite a lot when there's a big earthquake. It's tall and skinny. Just like me. Except that I have a big belly and that building doesn't. 555 watching. Whoa, cool. Nice. It's interesting, like even on these super local back streets we find these. Here's a wine bar that looks very nice, but it's closed. You must be around 45 years. Kind of close. Kind of close. Those of you who has followed my channel for a while, or those of you who watched my stream yesterday, knows how old I am. Probably, my guess is that I'm one of the older streamers on YouTube, but no, maybe not. Probably not. I'm sure there's lots of people who are older than me. But I would guess that I'm above the average age anyway. Oh, thank you, Francesco Fuentes, for joining the channel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's right, John Dove is quite a bit older than me actually. He's like 50, isn't he? Close to 50 at least. $47, okay. 'Cause I am indeed heading towards the west. But maybe before going there, there's a nice little park up north from here, next to the Edogawa River. Or not the Edogawa River, Kanda River, but close to Edogawa Bashi Station. I think I will head there and walk a little bit along the river, which I think should be down this way. Heading towards the west, towards Sweden. Yeah. Do you like morning walk or evening walk? I like both, but I think evening walks are more visually interesting. I've said this many times, but I think Tokyo is definitely a city that is more beautiful at night than it is during daytime. And so yeah, for that reason alone, I do prefer to do night walks. And fortunately also Tokyo is such a safe place, so you can walk basically anywhere at night without having to worry about your safety, which is a important factor as well. Can hear the thunder. No, that was probably not thunder you heard. I don't think there's any thunder going on right now, actually. Until what time are the trains in Tokyo? Trains usually stop running around midnight, or just slightly after midnight. Oh yeah, now I remember. I actually have a friend who used to live nearby here, and there's a really nice little old school shopping street down here with a very nice retro vibe. So let's head down there. Your evening walks or day walks in Spain? Yeah, my evening walks are pretty good for my European viewers, so that's nice. But my morning walks are very good for my American viewers, which is good for them. So I try to do both, a mix of both. One interesting difference is that the American viewers are always way more generous when it comes to the super chat. I think it has to do with the tipping culture in the US, but it's very significant. So if I was more business minded, I should only do morning walks to please my American viewers. Maybe we can find a place to buy a beer around here and then drink it near the river. So which neighborhood are you in? Someone asked. I just passed through Kagurazaka. Now I'm heading towards Edogawa-bashi station, which is a pretty small station on the, I think it's on the Yurakucho line. But basically the only reason I used that station was to visit my friend who used to live around here. I think this is the shopping street that I was thinking about. Yes, indeed it is. It is. Let's grab a few shots here. Could also be useful for the thumbnail, but I don't want the Pizza Hut sign in there. This is better. Let's see, it would be nice if we could find like an old school liquor shop run by a cute old man, or even better, a cute old couple. Can get takeout here. Yakitori and karage and some krokke. What else are you saying? What's your plan for today? Ending with a beer? No, I will continue walk after a beer. I think I will do a 2-hour stream tonight, so we're only halfway through. Bye bye, Pim. Take care of the little one. Doesn't look like there's any liquor shop around here. That's too bad. So maybe it has to be a humble convenience store beer then. Yeah, I think 2 hours is kind of my ideal length for a stream. It's long enough to get lots of variety in there. Also long enough to make it make sense to do a beer break in the middle, which is also a very important factor. And yeah, since I usually spend at least half an hour, often more than that, to travel each way, if the stream is like shorter than the commuting time, it just feels kind of pointless. So 2 hours is good. And when I'm in really far away places, then I prefer to do even longer streams than that. Let's get some beer here at Lawson. Keep our fingers crossed that they have a good selection of beer, not just a regular boring selection. Oh, they do have a few slightly interesting beers. Let's get this one, the Aoni. I think this is a pretty strong one, if I remember correctly. Yes, 7%. That's good. Okay, we got a strong IPA, well, 7%, which is stronger than most beers here. So let's see if we can find a nice place to drink it and do a little Q&A / beer o'clock break. Oh, thank you, Aben Lemtur, for the beer. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, you're well. Grab a beer, you too. Beer percentage, 7%. Yes, 7. 7, Tony. Gosh. Very quiet streets around here. Sodai Dori. I don't think I've ever walked along this street. It's quite rare to see like streets with trees in the middle like this. Those are not very common here in Tokyo. Oh wait, I'm heading the wrong direction. Damn. Okay, I need to turn here. If I want to head to the river. The river is down this way. Sorry folks, almost got lost there. Shizuka da ne. Ne, shizuka desu ne. And yes, we are allowed to drink on the streets in Japan. People always ask that every stream, every time. But that's totally fine here in Japan. When can we visit Japan again? I don't know. No one knows. But I wouldn't guess. My guess is that at the earliest next year. Bye SLO722. Thanks for tuning in today. What about eating while walking? Yeah, that's totally legal and allowed as well, but it's considered pretty bad manners to do it. But it kind of depends on what you're eating and how you're doing it. But in general, if you want to avoid risk looking very barbaric, I recommend that you sit down and eat somewhere. That's also the main reason why I always want to sit down when I have my beers. It's just easier to focus on what's around me, and also I don't need to worry about what other people might think of me. You can eat while walking. Yeah, I mean, you see lots of young Japanese people who do eat like onigiri on the streets. It's quite common to see that, but onigiri is relatively easy to eat. So I guess that's why. But if it's something more messy, then people really tend to sit down and do it. Good evening. Where are we now? We are lost, kind of, but I'm heading towards a little river close to Edogawabashi station, which is a pretty small station, and that river is just across this street actually. Yeah, almost Kanda River. I think at Kanda River we should be able to find a place to sit down and do a little beer break. See, the sky is still not really that dark. I'm so surprised over how long this sunset or this afternoon is feeling. Lots of big apartment buildings here. What's your most liked place outside Tokyo? very difficult question. There's so many nice places all over Japan, and I've been traveling a lot, so it's quite difficult for me to pick one specific place. But yeah, recently I went to Kyushu, to basically every part of Kyushu, and that was a blast. I really like the islands, like Amami Oshima and Yakushima were two highlights of that project. Also Miyazaki Prefecture was very nice. I didn't have much expectations before going there, but it turned out to be a very, very beautiful area, and I hope I can see more of Miyazaki soon. That would be nice. Look, here's the river. Here's the river, and I think on this side it's like kind of like a park, and we should be able to find somewhere to sit down there. Not sure if we will find any slide in this park. We shall see. We shall see. Meijirodai Sports Park area. Sports Park! That's a very appropriate place to sit down and have a beer. In a sports park. Oh, this looks kind of new. Very neatly renovated. Some good public restrooms with a diaper changing table, which is something that I always appreciate now as a parent. Finding those isn't always easy. And of course we have a random payphone here as well, so if you want to watch the river while calling your loved one from a paid phone, yeah, you can do that here. Great place. So let's do a little beer break. Oh, okay, I just sat down without looking closely, and this bench looks like this. So now it almost felt like using a washlet. So now I will be wet on my butt for the rest of this stream. So please keep that in mind as you watch the remaining part of this stream. Anyway, now it is beer time. Kanpai. Oops, that one had been shaken a bit as I carried it. Kanpai. Trying to figure out if there's any interesting angle for the phone. Maybe I should point it this way and do some exercise here. Burn off all the calories while I'm drinking the beer. Nah, I think I will just point it this way. Hope you can hear me well. Ah, another member. Thank you, Yin Yin Lee. Thank you so much. For those of you who are new to my channel, I do these walks almost daily. Not really daily, but like maybe 4 or 5 times a week on average. So just random walks around Tokyo and sometimes other parts of Japan as well. So if you like that, make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, please make sure to click the like button. That is a very easy and free way to help me out. And if you really enjoy it, then consider either joining the channel, or what's even better is to join my Patreon, because if you join my Patreon, you get access to my Patreon only live streams, which are unique, or yeah, a bit more private than these ones. I show my face and I tell you a little bit more about things that I prefer to keep away from YouTube otherwise. Oh, and thank you, Santosh, for the super chat. Highly appreciate that. And What else? Yeah, you will find the link to my Patreon in the video description. You can also find my merch store there, where you can buy things with my photographs on them. And so for those of you who don't know, my main job is that I'm a photographer, mostly working with travel in Japan. So I do take a lot of photos. And if you want to see my photos, you can join me on Instagram. The link to my Instagram is also in the video description. Okay, enough rambling about that. Kanpai. Now let's beer and check the chat. And also, to those of you who are new to my channel, there's a FAQ in the video description that tells you everything about where I'm from, how many languages I speak, what camera I use, and all those things that people ask on average 589 times in each stream. So in order to make things a little bit more bearable for my regular viewers, I don't want to talk about the same things again and again. So please read the FAQ, and then if you have any questions after reading that, you are more than welcome to post those in the chat, and I will reply if the questions are interesting enough and relevant to my viewers. So those people asking questions that are only relevant to them and no one else would care about, chance is not so big that I would answer that question. But if it's something that I think many of the viewers would be interested in knowing, I will usually try to answer. Tommy asks, have you hiked the trail between Sumago and Magome? Okay, that's a question that probably not that many people in the chat are interested in, but I'm interested in that. So no, I don't even know about that trail. Highly recommended. I will look it up and consider doing a stream of that maybe. How much do you earn from YouTube? That's a good example of a thing that my Patreon supporters actually do get a little bit of information about from time to time. But it's not something that I want to disclose to everybody here. I don't know. I don't think it's a rude question, but I just think it's a little bit too private to share with 60,000 subscribers. Thank you, Mani Madhav. Thank you so much for the super chat. You wear earphones when walking? No, not when I stream, and usually not when well, sometimes when I walk around I listen to podcasts, or I often actually listen to YouTube. Since I have YouTube Premium, I can just listen to YouTube videos. So I do that from time to time, but I don't wear headphones when I stream now. David asks, was it hard to convince your wife about the upcoming move? No. My wife is very fond of Scandinavia, and she really wants to live there as well, and she totally agrees that Scandinavia is a better place to raise a child than Japan. So no, not difficult at all. But she has a pretty nice job here that she's quite comfortable with, so she's maybe a little bit concerned about that. What she would do when we move, but yeah. ビール美味しそうですね。ね、美味しい。ありがとうさん。高橋さん、ありがとうございます。That yellow thing, yeah, it looks like a potato. I don't know, it's some sort of exercise tool, but there's a guy here who is doing some exercise now, so I'm changing the camera angle because I don't think it's very nice to film someone doing exercise without their consent. Kim Röd, yeah, Denmark. Yeah, I would love to move to Denmark actually. I like Denmark a lot, and I would prefer to move to either Denmark or Norway rather than Sweden. But for practical reasons and for being close to my family now that we have a baby, it will probably be Sweden in the beginning, and then we might look into moving somewhere else when she gets a little bit older and we don't need so much help. Yeah, don't spam. That's will only get you banned from this channel, so don't spam, please. Tokyo Explorer will become Stockholm Explorer. Potentially, yeah. What I'm thinking, like, so I think my goal, I probably mentioned this before, but what I'm hoping is that my YouTube channel will allow me to travel a lot in Europe and make videos from other parts of Europe. Not like just random walking videos like I'm doing now, but actually a little bit more well-produced travel videos as well. I would do walking live streams like this. I would love to do live streams like this from basically everywhere in Europe. But on top of that, I would also like to do a little bit more ambitious travel videos. Wow, that's a very, very loud motorbike for a man with a very, very small so yeah, I want to keep on doing that, but I also know that most of my viewers watch this channel because they are interested in Japan. So many of you might leave or stop watch me if I move somewhere else, but hopefully there will be new viewers who are interested in those places. But I really enjoy YouTube, and I think it would be like a dream come true if I could travel around in Europe and make travel videos and do that for a living. So hopefully a year or two from now that will be a reality. Who knows? Yeah, actually I've been thinking about the dangers, the risks, and yeah, there are many cities in Europe where I would not want to walk around with the most expensive iPhone and the most expensive Android phone at night. So I would probably change my equipment if I moved to Scandinavia and use something a little bit less expensive looking, like maybe a GoPro or DJI Pocket or something like that, because I don't think it would be safe to walk around, especially at night, in many European cities with mobile phones like this. Did we already lose 100 viewers from this beer break? Oh, I need to drink faster then. エビなし今大雨そっかやばいね Thank you Kim Rad, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I think if I would stream in Europe, I think the DJI Pocket 2 would be the ideal camera. That's small and discreet, and most people wouldn't know what it is, and also it's not that terribly expensive, so even if someone were to rob me, it would be a bummer, but it's not the end of the world. Where are you now? Right now I'm on a beer break in a park next to Kanda River, close to Edogawabashi station on the Tokyo Metro. I will stay for another 5 minutes or so while finishing this beer, then I will keep on walking. You won't go to Tokyo Tower? No, I won't go to Tokyo Tower. I went to Tokyo Tower a few days ago. Have you ever walked past Toho Studios? Yes, I did not too long ago. Okay. Finishing the beer now. Okay. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, I don't think it would be safe to stream with these kind of things in a place like LA either. I think it's kind of rare. I don't know many other cities outside of Asia where it would be safe like this. But like I think Korea and actually many places in China would also be totally fine. I wouldn't feel concerned. Korea, Taiwan. But yeah, it's too bad that we can't feel safe like that in Europe. It's very sad. Do you like Europe more than Japan? I don't want to have to pick and choose. Like, I love Japan and I love many places in Europe as well. So it's difficult to say. Like, I don't want to, yeah, I can't say that I like one better than the other, but I definitely think that raising a child in Japan is not ideal. So that's the main reason why I want to move. I am not very positive about the education system here. And what I like about Europe is that it's so compact, that there's so many countries living in peace, so close to each other, and we can travel freely everywhere, we can work everywhere, and it's very nice in terms of climate and a lot of other things. So Japan is like super nice, but it feels very isolated. Everything is far away from here, so that's a bit of a bummer. And also, yeah, I don't know, I think I've just been in Japan for so long now, so I start to crave something different. And for me, thinking about like all those things that I appreciate about Europe now are things that I would never have even thought about before I moved here, because they were so natural to me. But now I understand how unique it is and how great it is to be able to have an entire continent so closely knit together. So yeah. So let me take a little look at a map and see where we are and decide where we should be heading. This is also a very nice view, by the way. That sky is still not very dark. Okay, Google Maps. That's Google Maps. So Yeah, like someone said, I'm actually pretty close to Ikebukuro. Or not pretty close, but about as far, or maybe slightly closer to Ikebukuro than Shinjuku. And I don't want to go to Ikebukuro. So yeah, we have a map here. I'm here. Ikebukuro's up there. Shinjuku's down here. That's me over there. So I think I will head south towards Shinjuku. And maybe, let's see, how long does it take to walk to Shinjuku from here? 48 minutes. That's a little bit long. That's a little bit long for me. Lots of people in Shinjuku. I don't know. It's a Sunday night and most shops will be closing in half an hour. So I don't think it's gonna be that crowded in Shinjuku right now. Anyway, I will head towards Shinjuku. Yeah, Takadanobaba would also be an option, but Takadanobaba, I don't know. There's not that much there. Oh, okay, now my wife just messaged me and says that it's raining very heavily back home. So that probably means that the rain will come here sooner rather than later. That's not good. That's not good at all. So okay, let's どうしよう if it starts raining, I will just head to the nearest subway station and end the stream. And until it starts raining, I will walk towards Shinjuku. There you have it. Did you bring an umbrella? No. I usually don't bring umbrellas because I like to travel light. And basically all I carry when I'm out streaming is this little camera bag which holds all my streaming equipment as well as everything else that's dear to me. It feels like this phone, the S21, is making the night look much brighter than my old phone, which is kind of nice. Sometimes it overexposes things, but I do like that it's kind of like this sky on the phone looks super dramatic, but with my real eyes it's very dark. It's way darker than what you see on the screen. Interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna reply to my wife. Do I need to press something? No, finally. Green. So let's head down this way. What are some ways to move from Scandinavia to Japan? Oh, that's impossible right now. Unless you have any ties to Japan already, you're not able to move to Japan right now. You must wait until the entry restrictions get looser again. what else are you saying? Sorry, I got a little bit distracted. Thank you, Jenny. I see that you are doing a lot of hard work moderating the chat. Thank you so much for that. Someone asked if that was Meguro River. No, it was not Meguro River, that was Kanda River. Oh, and look at this cone. Wow. That's a fancy cone. Too fancy to stand on the ground. So he's taking the high seat. What do you think about that, Ray? 今どこですか? そうですね、今どこだろうね。全くわからない。I have no idea where I am right now, to be honest. 行ったことないところと思います。ここ。まあ、早稲田の方に行きますね。ちょっと早稲田の方に向かってます。So I'm kind of heading towards Waseda University, which is one of the top universities in Japan. Oh, and also, let's dash before this turns red. Dash, 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 dash. Oh, this is the street again with the trees in the middle of it. I like this street a lot. This looks like a very nice neighborhood to live. It's quiet, but not too quiet. So yeah, a few days ago I mentioned that I'm actually doing or thinking about doing private virtual tours. So basically a live stream like this, but it would be private. So just for one person or a group of people. And I would be going exactly where you want me to go. So, and I actually got several people who contacted me and thought that that sounded interesting. Especially now since they can't visit Japan in person. That would be the second best thing, to kind of go on a private tour with me. So if you think that sounds interesting, feel free to contact me and I'll be happy to tell you more. I'm planning to do a few of those tours, and of course it's gonna be a charge service, so it's not free, but in the beginning it will be a bit of a test phase, so I will make it relatively reasonable in terms of the cost. So yeah, if you think that sounds interesting, feel free to let me know. The best way is to send me a message through Patreon, but you can also email me. There's an email on the About page on my YouTube channel, but you need to open it on a computer in order for the email to show up. It doesn't show up on mobile phones, which is a bit weird. You can also send me a direct message on Instagram, but I get lots of messages on Instagram and lots of spam, so it's kind of likely that things can disappear if you contact me through Instagram. So email or Patreon is the best options. So yeah, if anyone is watching and would like to do that, feel free to let me know. This feels like a very local yet nice neighborhood. This is just like the difference that these trees make to the entire area is quite significant. This reminds me of many of the streets in Shanghai, where I used to live a long time ago. Shanghai was a surprisingly green city. Unfortunately, there's not so many streets like this here in Tokyo. High Five Salad. Ah, I think this used to be a cafe, and I think they went here on one of the early dates with my now wife. I will take a photo of this place and see if she remembers if it was this place. Super quiet streets here. Shanghai is very industrial these days. Yeah, I haven't been since I lived there, which was over 10 years ago. I can imagine it has changed a lot. But in terms of city planning, it was surprisingly nice. I didn't really expect it to be that nice when I lived there. But maybe all the nice old areas have been torn down now. Aspen X85. Hello Tokyo Explorer and everyone. This is the first time I'm here live. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this walk. If you do, please make sure to click the like button. David asks why not just suggest routes where people can choose, like in Patreon. I do that on Patreon as well, but these tours that I'm talking about is for those who want something even more intimate. Something that would be only, basically me and them. It wouldn't be public like my streams, but more, they get full control over where I walk and what I shoot. So I think that can be interesting to some people, but obviously not for everyone. And for the rest of you, there's always these walks that I do for free on YouTube, so I think there's something for everyone. Ah yeah, here's this building. I love this place. I love this Spanish looking, like gaudy looking building. It's so cool and it looks so out of place. It's like, oh, I suddenly ended up in Barcelona. How interesting. Who would have thought? Let's take a closer look at this. This must have been built during the bubble era. This looks so much like something bubble era Tokyo. And it's like it has lots of these very intricate details as well. Like these are actually, 3D models. It's pretty cool. I so wish that Tokyo had more houses like this. That would make it so much more enjoyable. Look at this. I need to look up the story behind this building because it's really, really unique. Of course there's an art book shop in here. Of course there is. No, it's not a restaurant. I don't think there was a restaurant in there. It looked like there's a gallery, an art bookstore, and then I think there was also a hairdresser. Yeah. Must have been built in the bubble era. Tours include entering buildings. Depends. If it's possible, I'll do it. But in general, like, I mean, the people like security guards and whatnot, they don't know if I'm streaming to one person or to 500 people. So the problem is the same. But if it's like a private tour for someone and they like really would like to visit a specific place, I would consider arranging a permission to go there. If it's you know, if it's a private tour and if someone's paying me for it, as long as it's a place that would be realistic to get the permission to shoot, then I would contact them beforehand and see if I can do that. That's Waseda University down there. Michael Samira, it's the Waseda El Dorado, built in August 1983. That fancy Spanish-looking building. I see. So it's a part of Waseda, or no? It's just okay. Actually, the area name is Waseda, so it's probably just. It's not a part of the university, I guess. Interesting. I need to look up the story behind it, and I need to look up the architect and if that person has done any other buildings as well. But like a place like that, for example, I think I could reach out to them and explain what I'm doing, and they would probably be okay with me filming. But if it's like a place like, I don't know, like Isetan or like some big department store, yeah, they're not gonna give me a permission. Or if it's like a special restaurant, you know, if someone used to be a regular visitor at a restaurant and want me to go there on their private tour, I could probably contact them and explain, and they would probably be quite happy to have me. Oh yes, Jenny, the pink building I saw a few days ago. Was it the same guy? Really? Interesting. Waseda station! Yay! So let me think things through here. Where to go and what to do. Okay, I got it. I will walk down to Nishi Waseda station. and end the stream there. It's another 15 minutes walk, so then it will be a 2-hour stream, and then from there I can get home quite conveniently as well. So that will be it. So no Shinjuku tonight, folks. Sorry about that, but the stream was going on a little bit longer than expected, and also it sounded like my wife needs a bit of help back home taking care of our baby. Maybe she has a evening where she's a bit demanding, more demanding than usual. It happens sometimes. Those of you who have kids probably know some nights that cute little baby can become a very, very demanding little monster that needs a lot of time and attention. And it sounded like tonight might be one of those nights. Hey Artful Soul, long time no hear. Good to see you in the chat again. That house was almost as old as us. I see. Interesting. So let me look at the map again. Yeah, I need to cross here. Is your kid a mother or a father person so far? Mostly a mom person, especially right now and for the last couple of weeks. She's been extremely, like, whenever she's a bit grumpy, she just wants her mommy. So it hurts me a little bit, but who knows, maybe that will change. Maybe she will be all into me soon. Who knows? But yeah, I will head down to Waseda station, and from there I can catch the Fukutoshin line. Then it's just one transfer for me to get home. If I had more time, I would have loved to explore this shrine up here, which looks pretty awesome. But I think we will have to save that for another night. Well, it looks like something from a Ghibli movie or something. It's beautiful. Yeah, the rain stopped quite a long time ago, and since it stopped, I haven't felt cold at all. Now I'm actually feeling a bit sweaty. How about my daughter's DNA? I don't know. I haven't examined her DNA. I don't know if she's more like me or her mom DNA wise. But in terms of her facial features, she doesn't look that Asian. So I guess that means that she looks more like me than her mom. But I don't know, it's funny, like everybody who meets her, they tend to say different things. Some say that she looks a lot like me, some others say that she looks more like my wife. Some says that she doesn't look like any of us. Some say she looks like both of us. Is that Yoyogi? No, we're not near Yoyogi now. We are heading towards Waseda station, near Waseda University, one of the top universities in Tokyo, which we passed a few minutes ago. And Hakone Yamadori, wow, interesting name. Yeah, I just need to continue this street. Thank you, Gary J. Small token of my appreciation. Thank you. Thank you always, and for all your kind comments as well. Really appreciate that. Thank you. What equipment do you use to make recordings? That's also something you can find if you read the video description. I think those of you who are into cars might like this car. I don't know, but it looks like a car that people who likes car might like, to my untrained eyes. Please stream in Narayuku. Sure, will you pay my ticket there? If you do, I'll be happy to go there. But it's very far from Tokyo and costs a lot, so I can't afford to do a trip like that on my own for no other reason than a stream, I'm afraid. Okay, I thought that was a very fancy car, and then everyone's like, oh, that's the poor man's Porsche. That's a shitty car. Nothing special. Okay, that's how little I know about cars. To me, that looked like, okay, that's a badass, super expensive car for someone who needs to compensate for something. But apparently it wasn't. I think this stream will be quite exactly 2 hours. I hope you enjoy this very random walk in mostly pretty quiet areas, but this is the kind of night walks that I personally enjoy the most, actually. And also the kind of night walks that makes me very happy to live in Tokyo. I mean, Shibuya, Shinjuku, Ginza, those areas are fine, I guess, but they always leave me with a bit of a sour taste in my mouth and elevated stress levels. But a night walk like this, on the other hand, this is exactly the reason why I enjoy living in Tokyo so much. These quiet streets, and once in a while you bump into places like random shopping streets with lots of cozy restaurants and bars. People are just minding their own business, and it feels generally very pleasant and quiet. to walk around. That's what I like. Or you run into some exotic architecture. Exactly. Thank you for the super chat, Sabi53 Sjö. That's a very strange username you have, but thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Jenny, it's the difference between entry-level Toyota Camry and the top-running Gazoo racing Camry. I don't even know any of those cars, what they're like or what it means, so that's, I don't know. that comment didn't make me any wiser, I'm afraid. Like, yeah, you can't use car references to explain cars to someone who doesn't know it. How warm is it now? But I appreciate the try, Jenny. But maybe if you can convert that into, I don't know, like video games or cameras, or maybe even, I don't know, maybe even trains. Maybe then I would understand more. It is now 20 degrees. 20 degrees according to iPhone. And there's still a thunderstorm advisory. It's between the difference between a D80 and a D800. Now that's something I can relate to. Okay. So basically, yeah, and a cheap entry-level camera and a semi-professional prosumer camera. Got it. That I can relate to. What Jenny is saying, iPhone 12 versus iPhone 5. Okay, got it. I can understand that as well. So I think Waseda station should be somewhere around here. Oh, maybe there. That's probably the train station I'm looking for. Great. Great. So again, thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I do hope you enjoyed my walk as much as I did. And I will see you all soon again. Not sure if I will stream tomorrow. Probably not, but I said that yesterday as well, and look what happened. Thank you, Paul Dunkersloot. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. You've been very generous tonight, dear viewers. Thank you so much. That's always good. Helps keep motivation up. yeah, now I will head home as quickly as possible and see if I can turn our grumpy little dinosaur into a happy little dinosaur before she's about to go to sleep. Yeah, I have a video that I haven't posted yet, so maybe I will post that tomorrow if I can't stream. Probably Tuesday will be a live streaming day for me. That's about as much as I know about this week. Okay, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, bye bye, heido. Thank you so much. Mata ne, auf Wiedersehen.